Thursday, January 27th, and we're actually doing an AV blog again because we're actually sort of back in production. Not really, kind of, but we're doing videos at least. And we're setting up for a couple sewing videos. And that's Joe. He's here with his wife Sofia, who's actually going to be doing the videos. And right now we're trying to figure out how best to fit this, everything we need for them onto the set. So we got a couple hobby tables and that going in. How are you doing, Steve?
Okay.
Just bubbling with enthusiasm.
I am so enthusiastic. I just have no energy.
Do you need coffee?
I tried coffee.
Do you need a hug?
I didn't say no to a hug. Did you see the time lapses I set up? There's 3 of them just together because I'm testing them to see if they turn off randomly.
Just together?
Just
pointing at the same thing?
Pointing at the same subject from the same vantage point, but there's...
And what's the subject today?
The rapid prototyping Moose is going to be testing the new Athenia machines.
Oh, cool. You'll be seeing that on the channel in a couple days probably then. But I have to go talk to Sofia right now about the actual video because she's got some ideas for how we're going to lay this out. So we'll be back in a little bit.
I thought we would have enough room to maneuver with the TV. Get out. All right. Rock on.
Chairs?
Table. Yeah, let's get the chairs off. Maybe if you have like a low office chair, that would be good.
We have a whole room of those.
This is true. All right. That thing just opens up.
Oh.
Unfolds. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is there power up here?
Not yet.
Not yet. We can run the extension cord.
Yep.
From here. For the roofing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got power right there, so that's good. So we just need like a short extension cord, like maybe a 25-foot extension cord, just sewing machine.
Yeah.
Where would I find one of those?
I will take you one presently. Cool. As soon as I figure out how to attach this. It does this like happy chirpy beep thing when it turns on.
The monitor is only blinking. Let's hit it again. It is steady now. I don't know what to tell you.
Is it making like clicking noises?
Nope, it's just blinking at me. It can't do that, Dave. I'm pretty sure we got a dead monitor.
Yep. So, how are we going to monitor Adventure? Mariah, like, how is she going to monitor Adventure?
I don't know if she necessarily needs to see it like Chris does. I don't think she'll be as caring about blocking. We'll just have to stop her and say you're not on screen.
Okay.
I don't know what else to do because we have no monitors. And the ones we do have are even more mammoth than this one.
Yeah.
And you can see,
we could steal the one off the map.
you can see how much room we have for this set. So, what with, you know, the lovely pile of buckets
Yeah.
that we can't move.
I would really like to replace those with like a trough at this level. It would block the light, but it would also block the drips.
We'll get right on that, I'm sure.
I had dreams once.
I know. I kill all your dreams. It's pretty much my job to be the dream killer.
Where would you like this? Other than a dumpster?
We put little boxes in MBA.
Oh, well, I guess we'll
And
go
our
with
solution is to take this TV off this set since it's not going to be needed for this one anyway. And hopefully that one will work. And it's going where the one they just took is going. We really need monitors with video out that are smaller than what we have. Because these carts take up a lot of room now. And it's really, really annoying. It causes lighting problems. It's not fun.
Yeah, like that. No, you're backwards.
Okay.
You want
Are you setting the
it'll come
wireless?
down from the outside, curl
Yes.
around, and then dive in. So
It's going to take like 5 minutes for them to recognize each other.
But
So.
on that side.
That's fine.
That's
Good night,
I wear it on
Dave.
my shirt. So
Okay.
the guy shirts go this way, so it goes on like that. So all the mics are set for guys. See, you get girls in here. It's all going to be backwards.
I know, it's so awful and awkward.
You don't need power supplies or anything like that. So
No,
It'll be backwards
Get
and
the hell out of your way.
Okay.
Here, put that on the other side.
We're just not acknowledging the hat.
Sorry.
So it's kind of cunning.
You forgot it was even there already, didn't you?
I like the hat.
Yeah,
That's
that's not gonna
her
happen.
like 1-year-old nephew's hat.
I think
That he
she
will
You
never
need
see.
absolutely nothing. I have lots of little delicate scissors if you need.
No, I have to. I bought you power tools.
Is that all you'll need for this one
Well-
is the scissors? Or do you need like a seam ripper
Those
or
are
anything?
serious.
Okay.
Are these the ones that were donated or are these yours?
I bought these for you.
Oh, these
So
are-
now you have two pairs.
We have 2 pairs of those.
Well, now you do.
Those are the scissors that I was told if I use in here, people are going to hurt.
Hey, Gilligan. You need to get off
You had
the
a
set.
white hat. You had a white hat. Actually, I think it might have been the same.
Yeah, but otherwise you fit because you're a thin, pasty little dude.
You know, he got saved 25 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a thing where Gilligan got off the island there.
Just
Just Gilligan, everybody else died.
decided they were going to live in
There.
that beachfront property. Sell
That's
it
right.
before the housing bust.
I got enough cool that I can pull this off. This is.
Have you tilted it jauntily? I think you can tilt it.
God,
There
take
you
me
go.
now.
There you go.
There.
That's
All
right.
you need now is a feather. And a pair of
Just put
stretch
the
bands.
clown hair under it, make it real sexy.
The clown hair?
Yeah, York's hair.
No, that's for York. I can't deface York. But I'm going to leave this here in the video.
Put it on the owl.
I'm going to put this on the owl
Okay.
in the video.
Jaunty.
Jauntily angled
Very
there.
nice.
Alright.
Sits kind of cunning.
Are you cool?
According to this, we're connected to the area.
Don't unplug
I
that
wanna
from
plug it.
here when they're on because they freak out.
Okay. I can follow instructions. Hold that way.
Apparently we have, we're gonna have to zoom way the hell in, but just takes a minute.
They're shooting, so I'm going to close it.
Thanks. I and it's the curvy part. Once again, I'm going to go from the inside out so that I can easily see where the seam is. This is kind of a complicated piece of fabric. It's got lots of stripes and business. I'm not being super careful because this is just for demonstration purposes. There we go. This is one side of a pair of pants. And I kind of want to show you what this pattern looks like so far. We do have one more seam left to do. This pants is made into 4 different pieces. But if you notice, the shape is kind of a Y shape. We've got a curve here. This goes from front to back, and this line goes down on the side of your hip. Identical in both sides, I really only need these 2 pieces to recreate this pattern. This is the front piece. I know that because it has a pocket, and I made sure to pay attention to where the pocket was before I started so that I would know where the front was. Now, I want you to notice in particular this curve right here. While pants, when they're on, look like they're all straight lines, it's not true. They're usually straight in the hip seam, the seam that goes along the outside of your leg, and the inseam, the seam that goes from your crotch all the way down to your ankle. But this seam is the important one. This is the one that makes it fit and makes it not bunch up around your waist. And this is the curve that really matters. It's going to be different in the front and the back. This curve is fairly shallow, and it goes right like that up to the top of the pair of trousers. Tutorials online that you can find that show you how to put one of those in, or you can buy a pattern that will teach you how to do that. I'm not going to do that today. And it's got some other features, like it has pockets that have been inset into the fabric, not sewn on top like in our last version. It's got a waistband instead of a drawstring, and that's why it needs the button and zipper closure, because this is going to fit exactly at the waist. There isn't enough here to get over your hips. It's going to be narrower at the waist. And so you have to be able to open it to get it on and close it to finish it up. And it's got an inset pocket on the side seam as well. But at the end of the day, the shape of the fabric is going to be fairly similar. And I just want to point out to you about when you're looking at couture clothing, when you're looking at really high quality, expensive clothing, it's not the shape that's different, it's these other things. Like the fact that all the seams have been finished in this garment. You don't have any rough edges like we saw in the other one. Here, there's adjustment room in the back and a really good pair of pants. You're going to see that this has lots of fabric there, so that you can take it to a tailor or do it yourself and adjust the back of the pants and you get fit just perfectly. That's how you know you have a really cool body.
Taking a break in the shoot while what's-her-face is ironing. Check this shit out. I can't swear. Okay, taking a brief break in the shoot while she's ironing the next shirt that she's going to take apart. I wanted to show you guys these.
That totally freaked me out.
See, the red one is the only actual time-lapse cam. Okay, wow, flare. The red one is the only actual time-lapse camera. The other two have been turning off randomly, so I'm having them do the same exact thing that the red one is and see if they fail. And if they do, they'll be taken out of service.
I see.
So there's that.
There you go.
You do it again.
One more time. Someone
line isn't on the fucking ball over there.
Someone syncs the waveforms anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Let's start with you pulling the shirt out of the pile. It's easier to cut when there's something entering the screen.
Right.
And yeah, we can go from here.
All right, the last piece that we're going to dissect today is the pièce de la résistance, a men's dress shirt. Now, the reason I say this one for last is that the men's dress shirt pattern has been almost the same for over 100 years. And the differences that you see in history books in terms of clothing are really very small changes to a very basic pattern, but I can talk about those. And if you are making a costume for Halloween or you're a reenactor, this is going to help you create the clothing to look appropriate for your time period. So this is a basic men's dress shirt. It's not fancy, it's made out of cotton, it's not a designer label. You can find those things, and what you're paying for is how well the seams are made and what the quality of the fabric is. Sometimes you're paying for the cut. So if you bought a really expensive shirt, there's been some geometry involved and a lot of math to make that shirt fit your body just perfectly and to make it the most attractive. It's going to accentuate your shoulders, de-accentuate your waist, be slim in the hips, that kind of thing. So that's what you're paying for when you're buying a really nice shirt. I'm going to start with the collar once again. By the way, for those of you who think that you don't do math after high school, you're wrong. You do math all the time. People who make clothing do a ton of math. Which, by the way, was a cruel thing to discover after I graduated from high school. The last shirt that we did, the women's shirt, it didn't have a collar, it had a ruffle at the top. This shirt has almost the exact same pattern at the top, but instead of a ruffle, a pointed collar has been included. Now, collar shape has changed through time. Today, collars look like this. Let's see if I can do it this way. There's a very, very gentle curve here, which makes the collar lay nicely against your neck. And for the most part, you can see by these lines, which is why I picked a lined fabric, that it's a pretty straight piece of fabric. This is the point. And you'll see that this point is not very big. Today's shirts, the point is not going and manipulating cloth. You'll be able to find those at thegeekgroup.org. That way, geekgroup.org. Okay. So I'm going to finish up here, and then we're going to start some videos on how to make clothing. And thanks for watching.
And we can stop rolling. That was good.
Okay.
That was really good. All right.
I suppose I can power off?
Power off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to have to dump the cameras before we can do the next video for sure.
Really?
We may as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going on lunch right now anyway,
Right.
so.
I was like, we're going to shoot 2.5 hours.
Probably not, but
Right.
just in case.
Since we
Because
have time.
I think the videos later will probably be, I don't know, slightly shorter? I'm not sure. But or about the same length
It
at least.
depends. Like it depends. If you're filming every little thing, it's, I don't know. It's hard to know.
Okay, well, we'll assume that each will take an hour, and there's at least 3 more we're going to try and do, so we'll dump them. That way there's guaranteed, 4 hours at least?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's call that lunch. Yep, we can just leave those there for now.
We're going to be switching sets, so.
Yep. Steve and I will eat a quick lunch and then get everything switched around. And once the footage is dumped, we'll set the cameras back up and be ready whenever you are. But, thank you. Alright, so we're setting up for the main set shoots now. The first one went really well, as you saw. Sofia is actually really good at what she was doing. I don't think we've ever had a guest presenter before who win as smoothly as she did, so it's kind of cool.
One of the wood turners I visited on site was really good, but I don't remember which one it was. He was.
Jim?
Possibly. I distinctly remember being like leaving his workshop and be like, he was a really good presenter. I wish we could do more videos with him, and then we never did.
We could ask him.
But I don't remember who he was.
I'm pretty sure it was Jim Jaykosh.
Okay.
Anyway, we're setting up tangents. We go off them a lot.
That floor looks cool from overhead, by the way.
Anyway, we're setting up for the next shoot, and we're thinking right now, since we've got all this space right here, is when she's sewing, we're going to try and get a close-up with probably Red, which is awaiting, being set back up. Just have Steve here getting close-ups instead of being on the floor, because the wide shot's going to be looking into the corner. So we're kind of hopeful we don't have to do gymnastics up above with Red or anything, and that we
that
really...
was my first idea, was to have Red like here, and maybe at the gantry would have to be further over.
Yeah. We still may have to do that, because now that I'm looking at the machine, depending on how she wants to sit, that may not work.
Yeah, it's mostly just how do we see the material engaging with the foot of the machine. Like, it's hard to get a bead on that. I could probably do it from the floor, though.
Yes.
I really could.
Usually, depending on how the machine was positioned, we could just move the table, but for some reason, everything right around the time the first shoot ended decided to start dripping all over the main set. So...
New drips.
Thanks, Keegs.
I don't know if we could blame Keegs for this one.
I'm going to blame them for anything involving the roof.
I think this is just crappy roof. Or old roof, as the case may be.
Either way, we're going to get set
Roofing
up.
in high heels is never a good
Probably
idea.
start shooting in the next couple minutes. Stay tuned. Alright, we're finally about to start shooting, and I just realized that this is the first official video on the new main set, so, everyone celebrate.
Yay!
You officially get to usurp Chris and take over the set first.
Haha. Do I need to lick it and make it mine?
I guess that's better than some of the alternatives.
I guess, like you pee on it like a dog, but that's awkward.
I'd like that we kept this celebration classy. We're gonna shoot video now.
It's the wrong.
The safety dinosaur. It's supposed to be a Corythosaurus, but it's really just like a very wrong, I guess, Hadrosaurus. And if you look at the crest, it's just a sail. It's a Dimetrodon-style Spinosaurus sail just on its head.
It's so bright in this light it refuses to focus on it. Like, it just keeps going, no.
Don't hurt my dinosaur. That is my safety dinosaur. You cannot
safety.
abuse the safety dinosaur.
This entire box of dinosaurs is just full of things that appear to have been some underpaid, overworked Chinese intern was like, okay, fuck it, we'll make some dinosaurs today. I'm not supposed to swear on the blog.
You say Chinese intern like that exists.
I'm sure it does.
Pretty sure they're just all called staff for life.
Oh. That's true, communism.
We can give it a snip.
Like, there's the one that's supposed to be an iguanodon, but it's just, they took a Tyrannosaurus body and put an iguana's head on it. And that's an iguanodon, kids. Also, they're all postured improperly.
Unfortunately, how many, 6-year-olds do you think really think about it, though?
Oh, you have no idea.
I was 6.
I hope that I'm wrong, but...
I was 6 once, and I thought the same
And you were
thing.
exactly as tall then as you are now.
So we were at an event once where we tried to convince a 6-year-old that giraffes are carnivorous. And that they burrow and their young have wings. It's not important why we were doing that. But we had this 6-year-old.
Other than you're terrible people.
Terrible. But we had this 6-year-old and she was like, that's not true! Giraffes are herbivores! It was adorable. She was very insistent. She was ready to go home and get her dictionary of herbivores of
Get her
Africa
zoo
and
books.
show us. Good times. Making memories.
I have the first 20 of a series of dinosaur zoo books, basically. But you bought the first issue in the supermarket, and then you got more. And every one of them had 3 different dinosaurs in it, and it went really in depth, and it was cool. A lot of it is outmoded now. I want to make a
Hey.
dinosaur series.
I'm so old that when I was a kid, dinosaurs still dragged their tails on the ground, and when I was like 11, somebody attached to some archaeologist looked at all of the footprints that were in the dirt and preserved and turned to his boss and said, "Hey, where's the tail drag line?" And then everyone in the international community was like, "Oh, gosh, that's okay, start over." And then redo all the books. That's how old I am. I'm
You're
like
70?
dirt. Yeah, I'm like 1,000,000 years old.
I'm so old. I remember Pluto being a planet.
Yeah, that's true. Pluto was a planet when I was a kid too. We didn't have the internet when I was a kid. That's how old I am. Super old.
We should probably do real work now.
We should probably do a real video.
Good times, making memories. Let's go.
Alright, so shoot's done, and it's about 7:30 now. And footage is dumping, and Jabari and I are pretty much wiped. We haven't done an all-day thing like that since, I don't know, when was Alan Carter? October? So, yeah. We're gonna come back tomorrow and do more, though, so I'm gonna go home and chill, probably edit this in the morning, and you'll see it soon. Have a good one.